G'day, how you doing? John Jarrett here, ex-member of Your Fraternity, Scotland, Island and the Bays. Lived there from 77 till 2003 on and off, and I've since left and I'm now in a lunatic asylum because you know, I acted the same on the mainland as I did where I used to live, and you know, they think you're mad. So if you leave the joint, you have to change your ways a little. And anyway, I want to say hello to the Bushfire Brigade boys. I want to give the Bushfire Brigade a salute.
Where's the fire? Where's the fire?
I never see because they're blind drunk, but that's the salute. Now, making short films on Scotland, Island and the Bays, I thought, well, strange, you know, is there enough in it for you guys? Obviously there is. There's hundreds of the little buggers there to be shown. So I thought to myself, what would be good information and for short films on Scotland Island? And surprisingly, there's a lot of subjects that you could cover. Like I think you'd do something on short marriages, because most of the marriages are pretty short, or several short marriages by the same people but just different couples. June Lamb used to call it the Islands in Swing Shift, and you'd just change houses. So you could do that. Many short films could be made on marriages. Fiberglass, the new person to the island with his fiberglass hull. You get him tying the nice new fiberglass hull up to Tennis Wharf in a roaring northerly, and just watch the tinnies eat it to death in 2 hours, like a pack of wolves, you know, on a carcass. So that'd be a good short film. Short. Brand new car, park it in Church Point car park. Rusts away in minutes. Short film, good short film. 18-year-old young surfer guy gets a job on the barges, and in no time starts drinking at the point and ages 100 years. And he's got a beer in one hand and a joint and a cigarette in the other, standing around a tin that's on fire in Church Point, the Church Point Arms, talking drivel to a couple of other poor silly buggers in July at 10 p.m. That wouldn't take long to shoot. That happens pretty quickly. I've got another one here. I can't read it. Short of breath. What you could do here is you could get someone at Bell's Wharf with this knapsack on with about 3 weeks shopping in the back, and just film them walking to the top of the island, you know, and especially if it's a bit wet and they can slip over and their veins will start popping out and their eyes will bug. They could have a coronary, and they finally get to their little house on top of the island, and they hang onto the post short of breath, you know, and their unrenovated house. You can't make a short film about renovating houses on the island because that takes about 40 years. Chris Kane's still got his silver walls from the 70s, silver paper walls. So there's another idea for you. Short of temper. That could be just simply grabbing someone who works for Pittwater Council and punching the living daylights out of him down at Tennis Wharf or anywhere on the island. And to have that filmed would make everyone feel really good, because they messed my life up, but they can't get me anymore. Pittwater Council. Pittwater Council. I hate Pittwater Council. If I had a chainsaw, I'm getting carried away. I'm a bit short-tempered and I'm showing my shortcomings here, so I'll move on from that. Here's a good one. My cousin Larry Woods, who lives in your vicinity, could make a good short film. If you could get half a dozen actors who are as short as he is, they can make a great short film. But I wax on, don't I? So there's a few ideas for next year. I'm sorry I couldn't get here that for this one, but anyway, as you sit there in the park in the warmth of a Saturday evening, and you slowly put your hand out and rest it gently on the knee of somebody else's partner, just think that you could be the drama of the next short film to be held at Scotland Island and the Bays. Wish I was there. Keep misbehaving.
this shy, wise woman, Trudy Ingler, who is for me like a wizard, who cultivates and blossoms the inner gifts that children hold. For 9 years, Mrs. Ingler has nourished my creativity as a dance student. Dance became a passion that has allowed me to see that dance, drama and movie making are a bit the same. The props, the costumes, all in the end lead to telling a story. There's something about Mrs. Ingler's petite size. She tends to meet her little ones on the same eye level.
1, 2 point and close.
From the beginning, we've shown how to become flexible.
Here on the back, right foot pointing.
To follow the forms of dance on the bar, though we might find it difficult at first.
And do it to music.
Little by little we become competent from the way Mrs. Ingler allows us to respond to the feeling and emotion of the music. Finally, after years of hard work and training, we come to dance with grace and feeling.
Breathing in all the cold world takes in.
You cannot help admiring Mrs. Ingler's sheer willpower and determination. From the top of the island, in all kinds of weather, she walks to meet a ferry, then takes the city E86 bus and back again, almost on a daily basis. Sometimes I'm lucky at the end of my school day, and Mrs. Ingler joins me on my ferry ride home. Each time I pluck up more courage to ask Mrs. Ingler about her life.
Sarah, how old have you been when you came to my class?
I was about 2 years and a couple of months.
I was the same age when I tried to survive with my parents between 2 world wars. And it was a terrible time. Nobody had to eat properly. My mother didn't have any milk since I was a baby. She had a little bit, but very little.
You had no milk? Not even cow's milk?
Yes, my bones have been much softer than normally. And when I was 3 or about the same age when you came, my parents started to give me ballet and exercise classes so my body would get stronger and stronger.
As Mrs. Ingler told me her story, I was amazed at what she's been through. I've been glad to be a part of this experience because she's a wonderfully inspiring woman. She's taught me to love ballet and opened out my creativity. Thank you for telling me that story, Mrs. Ingler. And that getting older is only another beginning. I have to go remind my sister.
Regards to your parents and thank you very much.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Yes. Family! Family! Chee-chee! Come! I have the feeling, besides all the difficulties and all the suffering and so on, what I went through in my life, besides this, it was a wonderful life.
Once there was a monster named Brillig. He lived all alone on an island. He was free to do whatever he wanted, when he wanted. He was one happy little monster. But one night he had a dream that woke him, and it really shook him up. So Brillig made himself a cup of hot black tea. But that did not help. In fact, it only made matters worse. In his room he lay and looked at the stars, and willed them to send him to sleep. Weeks passed and his dream followed him around the island. It nagged him everywhere he went, just like the time he had a twisted ankle. And if you've ever had a twisted ankle, or a twisted uncle, and you live on an island, you'll know exactly how he felt. One day, an old bottle washed up on the sandy shore of the island. There was a note inside. Brillig twisted the bottle's top, but it was rusted tight. Desperate to see what was inside the bottle, he forgot all about that horrible dream. Brillig tried every tool in his shed. He finally opened the bottle with his teeth, which incidentally is something you should never do. With great care, Brillig removed a paper scroll from that old bottle. The paper was delicate and smooth in his sharp monster's teeth. Drawn on its surface was a teapot. This was a message, and it touched him deeply. In fact, it was the answer to his dream. He scribbled a reply, and as he did, smells, sounds, taste, and visions from a time he thought he had forgotten came flooding back. He slid the scroll into the bottle, screwed the cap shut, with his hands this time, not his teeth, and threw the bottle back out to sea. The weeks went on and on and on, just like the Wiggles. Then one hot, almost delirious day, Brillig thought he saw a simple craft floating on the horizon. In the distance, he finally made out a strange creature sitting on board. The creature was carrying the bottle. Brillig ran to the shore, holding his best teapot, waving it about as high as he could in his little monster hands. And if anyone else had been there as that creature came ashore, they would have witnessed the meeting between a little monster and a rare milking sea cow. It was love at first sight. They really needed each other, so they lived on that beautiful island, happily for the rest of their days. And you know they kept that message that they had written years before in the most special place, just to remind them of the great things that we can all do together.
to steal my Milky Bars. Hungry pirates, go away, leave my Milky Bars alone. You made me die! Yeah, come back later! Those naughty pirates.
It's just so far away. The powdered stuff? Nah, it's just not the same. I've had it since I was born. My mates won't come round, lost my job, and my cat hates me. Can't eat without it. Can't sleep without it. Can't live without it. Milk, can you live without it?
So what do you reckon, Pete? We should talk about this video we're going to do, eh?
Yeah, 12 months in 5 minutes. It's
It'll be a bit of an effort.
it's going to be a bit hard to do, but we'll give it a go. When did it all start? December
December, yeah.
2005.
Had a bit of training back in Hobart. Good trip down on the boat. And
A great trip on the boat.
yeah, then it all started. Usually get a bit of rough weather, but this time, no, nice and flat. Saw a few whales.
Yeah, wildlife was excellent, and the icebergs. There was very calm oceans, and then as we got closer to the continent of Antarctica, the icebergs started to flow, and there was some beautiful formations. Absolutely.
I mean, some of the cruisers going out with boats. You know, the
Yeah.
IRBs looking for icebergs later on too.
Yeah, that was the summer season. The frozen oceans here now, but back then, yeah, it was beautiful open water and crystal clear. Did a spot of fishing.
Going backwards.
Pretty happy with that, Pete?
Yep.
Yeah, should be.
It's funny, the seasons slowly change, and 12 months down here you get to see the full cycle, don't you? The blizzards are pretty nasty, and you're better off being indoors when they start blowing. It's nice to be part of such a small community.
There's a great group of people.
Yeah,
Plenty of functions on, and over summer especially, you get a few parties going on.
the community changes over the course of the year. We had about 60 people here in the summer, and now we're down to 19 over the winter season, so it's a bit of a change of lifestyle for me.
I found fun over summer too, getting that band going.
Yeah, everyone's got to be involved in creating activities for the community, because if you don't, it would be a difficult life down here. But everyone's so enthusiastic, and every week there seems to be something on the social calendar.
Yeah.
The field trips we got up to throughout the year.
And all the field huts around here, you got Browning and Robbo's. And I quite enjoy going to Wilkes.
It's a nice big hut. It's right across the bay there, and it's actually the site of an old American station.
Yeah.
And and a few buildings still remain there, and one of them is a great place to go and spend a weekend or a few
it's just
days.
nice to get away sometimes.
Once that winter season came, then the ocean became frozen mass, and we were able to start travelling down the coast to the different field huts from the station on top of the sea ice. So it was
Till it blew away, of course. You get a bit.
yeah. Then the blizzards came and blew it all away.
Yeah, and then you wait for it to come back, and then it blows away again. And
It's a constant cycle. I think that could sum up the place of Antarctica. You know, it's a constantly changing place. The animals come and go. We saw so many penguins and seals and all sorts of
even
bird
a couple
life.
of emperors as well.
A couple of emperor penguins, yeah. These animals that you never get the opportunity to see anywhere else on the earth, and they're all here. And then
And suddenly
winter
they're all
comes.
gone. Yeah, and they're all gone, and then
They
you're
go.
waiting for them to come back.
Well, what else have we been up to?
Well, we always talk about milk.
Yeah. Well, surviving on a bit of powdered milk. We haven't exactly got a cow out the back.
We had a great trip up to Cape Points there, Spurs.
You went up there to fix automatic weather station.
Yeah. So I mean, we took a bulldozer pulling a van and a generator van. I mean, really comfy. Got up there, got our work done, watched a couple of videos, and sat around and talked.
I work down here as a carpenter mainly, and it's a very well equipped workshop we've got down there. There's other people on the station that work down there, plumbers, electricians, diesel mechanics. It's quite busy in the summer, and we've got a lot of work to do over the winter as well. Up the other end of town, we've got the operations building.
Communications and Bureau of Meteorology where I work. So we keep an eye on the weather and get out reports, and hopefully we get some forecasts occasionally.
We've got the station leader, and she takes care of all the general running of the station, all the organising.
You've got a well-cooked kitchen as well too, which we all get to help in when we're doing our slushy.
Absolutely.
And the chef produced some great meals.
The big feast of the year was definitely the midwinters party, and that was
that was something else.
That was a great day. The shortest day of the year. It's always a big celebration in Antarctica, and we went down and cut a hole in the ocean and went for a dip.
Well,
Some people did. I think there was about 11 out of 19 or something that went for a swim. And everyone that works down here is really multi-skilled in their trades.
Yeah, well, you have to be. I mean, you're sort of running a small village. Really.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
You've got all the infrastructure like power and sewage and water supplies. We've got a small hospital.
Hydroponics shed.
So we can get a bit of fresh tucker.
Yeah. We were all trained in a lot of different areas before coming down here.
Well, we had the SAR training, remember, too.
That's right, the search and rescue.
Yeah.
We
hopefully we don't have to use it.
Well, that's right, but it's nice to know, and it was certainly a fun day out, abseiling over some ice cliffs and simulating a cliff rescue.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we've got enough stuff to put together for a bit of a story?
I think we do. We probably just need to do some sort of
planning,
some sort of outtake. Yeah.
Right. So maybe if we go and jot this down, or do you reckon we just do it off the cuff?
I think we just did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I reckon that's it. Let's go.
All right.
With the constant rise of fuel prices, Australian research company Caltex announced yesterday it intends to explore other alternatives for consumers. Tasmanian farmer Fred Finkelstein has donated his prize cow Jeddah for scientific research. Caltex is looking at catalytic conversion exchange as a more economically and environmentally viable alternative to current fossil fuels.
I think it's a great idea. When Caltex contacted me on the Wednesday, or was it the Thursday? No, it was definitely the Wednesday. I have eggs on Wednesdays.
Caltex scientist Gretchen Schroeder has been leading the research team.
We've developed a process that not only adds octane combustible properties to the milk lactation process, but also the transference of those molecules to substantially permeate the existing properties of the harvested byproduct to result in increased biofuel.
You want to do what?
This process is achieved by the correct blending of carefully chosen additives, creating the following properties: innocuous mixtures, amino acids, and phosphates, suitable for all manner of vehicles, including the aviation industry.
See, I know it was Wednesday because I have eggs for breakfast on Wednesdays and I have porridge on Thursdays.
This is achieved by the swift and painless process of swiftly inserting the multi-component suppository to release the molecular enhancement leading antibacterial properties of milk fractionated into biofuel, dichloromethane, ethanol lactate and butanol. This giving the biofuel its high octane level because of the synthesis of the cream component adhering to the molecules of the said innocuous mixtures. The combustible nature of the new fuel ensure that the engine runs as smooth as butter, little science joke there, while still retaining the added torque required to maintain high performance in all manner of driven machinery.
$1.80 a litre? Meg! What are we going to do? I'm going to have to trade you in on a bike.
Well, it sucks. You try and get ahead and you can't.
$1.80 a litre, I'm going to have to buy a bloody Barina. Well, it's important, isn't it? I mean, everyone relies so heavily on fuel, especially us farmers. I remember my first car. It was a Valiant. No, actually, it was a Hillman. Yeah, they don't make cars like that anymore.
So, with Caltex well and truly on the way to fueling the future, there's only one thing left to do. The automobile test.
The antimicrobacterial properties of milk were fractionated into biofuel, dichloromethane, ethanol acetate and butanol.
Let's give it a trial run, shall we? Oh, it's a manual. I'm not very good with a manual.
It's a little rough. The thermodynamic properties of the natural fluid at high pressure are causing there to be air pockets in the fuel line.
Stated it's nothing more than a bad case of piles. Now to local news. Dairy products are due to increase at the end of the month. The biggest price hike will be milk. The ACCC announced today that the inflation would be unavoidable due to rising costs within the dairy industry.
Penny would be 7 now, I reckon. Actually, no, she's closer to 18. Doesn't visit much these days, though. I don't know, kids. Life's just passing them by. They're all just moving at such a big rate. Slow down and smell the cow manure.
Honey? Meg? We're out of milk.
Mate?
Oh, I'm right, mate.
Oh, what happened to you?
There's got to be an easier way. Maybe a bloody bridge wouldn't be such a bad idea.
mean?
The breach. It's horrible. People going mad everywhere. They ruined everything.
What are you on about, Mick?
The breach.
You big dag.
Was there?
Come back to bed, honey.
It's not there. Right, Charlie.
Ever since I was a young girl, I have always wanted to be an actress, to star in a film, and I got my chance in 2006 in the Scotland Island H20 360 Film Festival.
Can't even live without her.
My mum found a flyer calling for enthusiastic filmmakers, and when she showed it to me, I was all for it straight away. If you are an up-and-coming filmmaker or you are interested, you could just enter your own film as long as it had the signature item milk. A series of workshops were offered for young potential filmmakers to help them make their film.
Towel looking from his face, and then he's asleep, and then his eyes open. So, action. Rehearsal action. Where the kids are meant to be watching them?
The film festival didn't just arrive at our door. The wonderful Claire Atkins thought up the idea for a film festival for Scotland Island and offshore communities worldwide.
Films have impacted my life. They have films like the first film that I ever saw, Storm Boy, in the cinemas, moved me incredibly, and I was only a really little girl, and I still remember it being the first film that I ever saw in a picture theatre. And then other films then that I watched as I was growing up, like Dead Poets Society and Peter Weir's Dead Poets Society, saying Carpe Diem, seize the day. Things like that stayed with me throughout my whole life. And so when I moved to Scotland Island, I started showing films in the backyard, because another one of my favourite films in the whole world is Cinema Paradiso, the whole romance of watching film and watching film outside too. And so I got a big projector screen made from a painter's drop sheet, and I found an old 16mm film projector in a trading post ad. And so I started showing films in my backyard. And from that we started, in the audience, I started meeting filmmakers who live on Scotland Island, like Jackie Tenua, who is part of this film festival. And Jackie Tenua has made, she's making feature films at the moment, but she's also has made so many short films. So we started showing Jackie's short films before we showed the feature films. And then we had Mike Edels, who's a great Australian documentary filmmaker, come up and say, hey, will you show one of my films? So there we had it. We started showing feature documentaries, and we started having conversations in our backyard with this incredible talent that we have on the island of filmmakers. And so really they were the seeds. The seeds were sown for the film festival that we're having this year.
I have learnt so much in this festival. I have learnt that movie making is a hard and long task, with many long periods of waiting, for clouds to move and trucks, planes and boats to pass, and for the actors to settle down, because with all the arguments and different personalities, behind the scenes isn't always quiet, but it always ends in a laugh. With all the special effects, tricks of photography and props, it is wonderful to see the magic of the movie come to life.
Waiting for the actor to get wet.
It's always this sense of like everything takes forever and yet everyone's in a hurry.
You start with crew meetings, and the first stage is trying to write a script. Then you take your camera and the second stage begins. This requires focus, patience, and a sense of humour. You have to film a take over and over again until you get it perfect. After I filmed a promo for the film festival at the first workshop, the film had to be cut together. Claire introduced me to the wonderful Tim Welburn, who helped me edit my films. Editing is a long and tiring process. A big thank you goes to Tim. Movie making is an art that I will keep on learning forever. The film festival has been such an awesome experience, and I can't wait to get out there and make another film. Thank you to everyone that was involved. I have gained a great insight into movie making. And to all the young filmmakers out there, see you at the Oscars!
I want to make a movie. I want to make a movie because I think I have a pretty good subject. Over the last year, I've been in email contact with a village in northeast India. They've been trying to set up a dairy co-op, and in the past year they've finished work on the cow shelter that's big enough for 40 cows, and they have 2 cows and 2 calves so far. My plan is to put together some still photographs, which I have, a voiceover by my contact in the village, Praveen, and some video of the work so far. It shouldn't be too hard, I thought. Now, the village is in a remote area, a few hours north of Calcutta, so the problem is, how do I get a video to Praveen? Now, there is this Australian invention. It's a disposable pocket video camera, and it will take 10 minutes of video. I send it to Praveen, he takes some shots, he sends it back, easy. I just need to get it through the postal system. It can't look like a video camera, so I have to disguise it to look like a cheap toy, a children's toy. So I do that, and I post it off to Praveen. It doesn't make it. And what some postal worker makes of this, I'll never know. But all is not lost. Praveen's little still camera can take bursts of video, some shaky video. And voice, it would be very good to have the voice of Praveen, which we can now do on the internet. So I'm going to call him right now. I've exchanged many emails with Praveen over the last year, but I've never heard his voice. So this will be interesting, I hope, for all of us. Here we go. Hello?
Huh?
Hi there, is that Praveen?
Yes?
Oh, hi there, Praveen. This is Boyd.
Hi, Boyd. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you? I just thought I'd give you a quick call. Well, as you know, I've been working on this little movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just thought it would be nice if I got some of your voice onto the movie.
Oh my God.
Is
okay, so like, so what? Like, do I have to say something for that?
Well, just maybe if you want to talk about what's happening or something, just really briefly. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But
Hey, it's very good to speak to you, by the way.
me too.
We've been communicating all this time, and there you go. You're doing an amazing job over there too. I can tell that, you know, over all these months.
Oh, Boyd, you are so good and you are so nice because people like you are there, and that's why I have been really motivated to do. So should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. See, our program is for the little girls, where we are like the house with the village family.
Yeah.
In this village. And we will provide them services, we will provide them healthcare facilities for the animals, and we will support them in for the little girls, where we are like the house with the village.
All right. Good to talk to you, Praveen. I'll okay, talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Gentleman's fiddling with his keys. $10.50 to you, sir. Thanks very much.
Can I do it? Three drinks, milk, and play at the same time. Thank you very much. Thanks for the bitters. See what you can do on milk?
Milk. Milk. But what does it mean?
It's white. It heals all wounds. You can heat it.
Or have it cold.
You can do so much with milk.
It leaves its mark.
Mel in the morning. For opening up the doors of the Culture Club
where they have about flatness in painting, you know, where there's a lot of yelling and shouting about flat and why things should be painted flat, because that's the way I see it. Flat. It was very disappointing for me to meet actual artists and actual painters and find that when they get together they just talk about what they bought at the hardware store on the weekend.
Got some milk. Oh yeah? Awesome. Did you get any coffee? This is, I guess, an unusual place to start a film about where I live. This is us moving.
We're leaving our little house in Lane, Broken Hill. In fact, we're leaving Broken Hill altogether, after 5 years in one of the most unusual places in Australia. Broken Hill is a strange and wild place, and the last place I ever thought we'd end up making home. Like most Australians, I'd never been west. I mean really west. For most people, the west starts in Parramatta and ends at the wall of the Great Divide. For some more adventurous types, the end of the world is around Dubbo. If you live in Broken Hill, Dubbo is just the start of the long journey home. Broken Hill is in the desert, the mythical outback that everyone knows but few really see. Broken Hill is an island, adrift in a huge ocean of arid flat expanse that's not wasteland, but like the ocean, abundant and rich with life. But also like the ocean, unforgiving and intolerant of human frailty. Broken Hill is highly urbanised. Streets and houses cling to every available space, huddled together in a tight embrace, sustained by tendrils of water and dark imported soil. They hunch fearfully against the horrifying expanse, the wild wind, the great distance, the unrelenting sun. In fact, it's very possible to live daily in Broken Hill, work, shopping mall, pub, suburban home, TV, fast food, internet, and to forget where you are, forget you're on an island. We did a lot out here in this town, and it hasn't been without its challenges. We taught students, we made art. We met some real characters and had some great adventures. We've seen some changes in our short time here. Watched the lakes turn to dust, drought sucking the life from the land, the terrible wonders of nature, the beauty of the land as the rain started to make it green again. And we made friends, great friends. We bought our first house here, our first real home of our own, something we couldn't do in the city we left. It's a small little cottage with a little backyard and an almond tree that blooms in spring. We got grapes in the long lazy summers and mandarins in the winter. Time moves differently here. Even though you're in a town with shops and traffic lights, the endless desert is always there, making its presence felt, keeping you in its timelessness, reminding you that you're only borrowing some space from it. But now it's time to go. Time to leave our little home, Lane, our friends, and this town. Time to leave the island and set sail across the desert, back to where everyone else is. And we become ordinary, anonymous, and everyday.
Have you ever heard the sound of silence? That's why people love it, because I've worked in the city and hated every minute of it. And I think we are really blessed to be able to walk out and watch the hazy blue sky, the birds screaming and listening, be able to hear the sounds of the earth.
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be.
She discusses that women will only be able to write significant works of poetry and fiction when they are able to achieve the same kind of financial security as
On the bloody magpies put holes in the milk
financial
again.
security
Francis.
is one element that allows both men and women to be free to create works of art.
Oh, Francis, would you shut that fridge?
What's this?
Allows also a place where an artist is not interrupted. Being shut up. A place in the mind where ideas and concepts can evolve.
You're gross, Paul.
You're adopted friend.
I am not.
You're adopted. You're adopted.
Bloody well, I'm
You're adopted. You're adopted. You're adopted. You're
Hey, Francie. What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? Sick of sharing a room. They mess on my stuff and the bedroom smells like wee. Magpies keep pecking holes in the milk and I can't get up early enough to stop them.
So?
Can't use packed up milk bottle tops.
What do you want bottle tops for?
Making something.
I am the ghost of Damon the murderer.
Get lost, Paul.
Oh, but it's so cold in here. Please let me in. Ow!
Knock it off, Paul. Get it there. What are you doing in here, Macduff? Rightio. I'll leave the porch light on, just in case, all right? Good night, Franny.
Early bird, eh?
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh, Kookaburra gay your life must be.
I believe I'm just like my guitar. An instrument which goes in and out of tune. I am capable of harmonizing with anyone, anything, while at the same time harboring heavy amounts of distortion. For my own well-being, I decided to embrace this simple theory, and soon started seeing an even bigger picture. Maybe the planet Earth is like a big, unique instrument, one which is equipped to produce a massive amount of harmony and discord, using countless different mediums, providing performances which are breathtaking and never the same. Now I feel more grounded, because I'm a player in that performance, and I'm in control of my tuning. I've also found 3 pure sources of harmony which help me stay in tune: music, children, and the drum caves.
6 years I've been in the city, and every night I dream of the sea. And they say home is where you find it. Will this place ever satisfy me? For I come from a soul, what a people. We always live by the sea. Now I'm down here living in the city with my man and my family.